I dream that we have to go find a new place to live. So we go over to the Bordeaux Apartments, which is where all the poor people live in my town. And so we go around the back to go in, and there we find that there's a poor section and there's a slightly richer section. And so we look in at the houses in the rich section, and we go into one house and somebody's still living there, but he's not around, and the maid has the door open, so we just go in. And you know, we're looking around, we're like, okay, you know, these are nice, these are okay apartments, you know. We sit down to take it like a sitting look, I guess. And he has a glass coffee table, and I look at the coffee table, and he has some valentines on the table, and they're all kind of scattered around, so I organize them for him. And we get up and go to the next apartment, and it turns out nobody's living there now. They've left all their stuff behind and moved out. And I'm like, well, why would they be showing this apartment? Why would it be for sale if they haven't gotten their stuff out? And I guess it's the landlord or my mom that tells me, well, you know, the last person that left, it was their responsibility to get the stuff out, not the landlord's. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. So, you know, I'm looking around. It's got a fridge. It's got a curtained off hand washing and toilet station. Instead of a door, it's got a shower curtain. And then there's a door to a bedroom. There's only one bedroom. It's got a window. And it's got another door, which I assumed would be the shower. So I opened it up, and it turned out that the hotel, or not hotel, but the apartment had a municipal shower. There was like 8 shower stalls in a row, and it smelled really bad. So I closed the door, and I'm like, oh crap. And apparently we had already bought or not bought, but had already like started leasing the apartment. So I looked in the fridge to see what the person that had left behind, and I found some severed fingers in the freezer. And they also smelled really bad. So I talked to my mom, and she's like, yeah, well, your dad and we already saw those, and we called the police. They just haven't showed up yet. Let's go watch the parade. So we go outside, and there's a parade going through the apartment complex of all the little children that live in the complex. And I see the children that I used to babysit. They're adorable. They're 5-year-old, or actually they're a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old now. I was going to say 5-year-old and 2-year-old, but they're 6 and 3 now. And I saw their mom, and she had this big little smile on her face, and she was pregnant. And so after that, I went over to this nursery area, and I talked to my mom about what we should do about the severed finger problem. So I go back to our apartment, and there's a big bowl of cinnamon rolls, like fresh hot cinnamon rolls on the table, and I'm like, oh well, if the managers are kind of weird, at least they bring us food, which is cool. So then I decide to go outside, and there's a chain link fence right next to our little row of apartments, and it's very dusty and stuff, and right in front of the fence is my friend Christy, who happens to be a model, and she's standing on top of this green truck, and she's got white paint on her face and on her arms and on her legs, and there's white footprints on the hood of the car, and then there's white baby footprints on the hood, like closer to the windshield. And and there's a guy like tying her feet to the car. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm doing a performance piece. And it's very hot outside, so I'm like, okay, so do you guys want anything, like lemonade or anything before you start? She's like, oh no, I'm healthy now. And so I go back into the apartment, and that was the end of the dream.